morning, beloveds. Pardon me while I mess with my hair. I've had kind of an exciting morning. I woke up about 10 minutes before my alarm went off, and it was pouring and storming. And so when the alarm actually did go off, we opted to switch the alarm to the alarm that's an hour later. And because it was still raining when we got up. So we were like, oh, okay. So we have a rainy day workout. It takes about 25 minutes. So we did the rainy day workout and then tackled another little project in the house. Yay. And then from there, we're getting there. We're getting there. But yeah. Okay. All right. Getting along with people today. So let's get through the housekeeping. Apparently it's going to rain for like the next 10 days. I'm down with this. We could use the water. If it's going to be as hot this summer as they're saying it's going to be, we could use all the water now that we can get. Not flooding though. Don't want that. Okay. Let's see. Housekeeping. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center. The website is creativelife.org. The constant contact email is info@creativelife.org. That will get you one email a week, lets you know what's going on for the week and the month. And the hot links are hot, and it is a blind CC. Nobody's going to see your email. So you won't end up on anybody else's email list because of us. So there's that. Now, the last one is the social medias. I think it's the weather, and the weather messes with my head. So, let's see, social medias. What we ask you to do, we do not monetize the social medias. We don't want to deal with the ads any more than you do. So what we ask you to do is to go and engage with the pages. So follow, subscribe based on which platform it is. Like if on YouTube, if you subscribe, then it lets you know when we upload new videos. Then and then on the posts themselves, if you would like, share and comment, bumps us in the algorithms. So please do that. Even if you just say hi, we appreciate it. All right. Let's get on with this. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue to say, and not know what I'm doing. So, okay. Getting along with people. No one can live to themselves alone. Other people are so much a part of our lives that we cannot think of living without them. People who feel themselves excluded from society are maladjusted. On the other hand, much of our trouble comes because of others. In our relationships with others, two things must happen if we are to be happy. We must be with others, enjoy them, and act with them without in any way seeking to control their actions. See yesterday's talk from CLC from Jesse. This is not always the easiest thing to do, particularly with our closest friends. But you may be certain that the one who has the largest number of friends is the one who can work and play with them while at the same time letting them alone. This is true even in family life, which is probably where it's the most difficult. For the family is made up of individual members who must live in close relationship with each other and work and play together, while at the same time remaining individuals. It is a fortunate child who is born into a family that understands this and that gives the child as much freedom as possible, while at the same time teaching them to cooperate with others. The overprotected child loses their self-confidence. When they grow up, they lack self-assurance. The child who feels neglected, unloved, and unwanted is likely to grow up with the unconscious feeling that everything and everyone is against them. They are apt to develop either an over-aggressive or an under-aggressive attitude towards life. While their attitude lacks the proper amount of aggressiveness, they will continually live in dependence on others and get along well only with those who are protecting and caring for them. When their attitude is over-aggressive, they find it difficult to get along with others, for they generally seek to dominate them. The well-adjusted person is the one who has been permitted to be an individual, but who has also learned to cooperate with others. That's the big thing, though. It's like, be who you are, but still being able to get along with other people. Cooperation. It's like, you don't live on an island. You are going to be in relationship with people whether you want to or not. So you might as well figure it out, right? This attitude was formed way back in the early family life. Or you've done a whole lot of work. For it is here that we become conditioned for the years ahead. But we cannot be born again physically, nor can we actually return to the day of our infancy. However, modern psychology does, in a sense, do this for the poorly adjusted person. Yeah, see, you've done a whole lot of work. That's what I said. They are taken back in imagination to infancy, and their mental and emotional reactions, which well up from the under part of their mind and memory, are brought to the light of day. Simply because a lot of the times, most of us are running on unconscious patterns. We've got these patterns that were ingrained in us, and we are running on them unconsciously, and then we wonder why our life looks the way it does. So that is the value of therapy, to bring up these patterns that we are unaware of that are running and ruining our lives. Okay, this is a slow and expensive process. Few people could afford either the time or the money to go through with it. I disagree with him. It does not have to be a slow and expensive process. Sometimes once you know what's going on, you can fix it. And it's definitely worth it. I have been in and out of therapy. I am a big proponent of therapy. All right, let's see what else he has. Moreover, there are not enough analysts in the world to handle even a small fraction of the ones who need help. Well, I'm not sure he's wrong about that. But there are a lot of people who need help who just won't ask for it. So, trade-off there. But there is another thing that we can do, something that Jesus knew about, something he referred to when he said, "You must be born again." And when they asked him how it could be possible for a person to be born again, he said, "You must be born of the Spirit." This is the new birth that comes through a new outlook on life, a new way of thinking, a new sense of our relationship to our environment, to the people around us, to ourselves, and to God. It was this relationship to God that Jesus placed first. For he said that if you find this, everything else will be added. Today, we know that the psychological, emotional, and mental readjustments, which are necessary to our well-being, will be made if we experience this new birth that Jesus was talking about. In order to do this, we must have a firm conviction that all people live in God, and we must have a deep realization that we are all one in this universal spirit, which is God. There is a place where we begin and leave off physically, but there is no place where we begin and leave off mentally or spiritually. Our minds merge. Hang on. Oh, dang it. I just got highlighter everywhere. Okay. There. I think that's a really important line. And I just kind of glossed over it. And so I wanted to highlight it. I'm going to go back and read it again because it's kind of important. There is a place where we begin and leave off physically, but there is no place where we begin and leave off mentally or spiritually. Okay. I just realized I kind of glossed over it. I was like, no, that's a really important point there. Our minds merge with the minds of others and they meet. And as they meet, some silent force within us attracts or repels automatically in accord with our accepted thought patterns. If we do not merge with others in cooperation, in unity, and in happiness, we may be certain that there is something in us that still feels it has been rebuffed. Here is where the adjustment has to be made. What we must do is see that we ourselves are adjusted to others. Okay? We adjust to others. We can't force them to adjust to us. But we can adjust to them. Again, see the talk 6/8/25 for at CLC at Creative Life. Jesse talked about this. We neither wish to dominate them nor wish them to dominate us. We wish to get along with them happily. They have opinions that are different from ours. We must be flexible enough to recognize that their opinions are right for them, even though they do not fit into our scheme. This is what Jesus called non-resistance. All right. It's like, what's good for you may not be good for me, but you do you. As they say, you do you, boo. When he spoke of non-resistance, he did not mean that we must agree with every person's opinion. He meant exactly what he said. Do not resist it. Let it alone. Do not even try to dominate it. If we do not resist it, it will depart from us. It will not disturb us. If we can get over this idea of trying to control other people's thoughts or actions and still live with them in a happy relationship, we will be well on the road to readjustment. It's like, you do you, boo. Let's see. And above everything else, if we can trace our own origin back to its original source, which is God, and do the same for everyone else, we shall find that we are getting along with others. If you want sunshine, step out into the sunshine. If you have locked yourself away in a dark closet, why not come out into the light? If you have been feeling that everything is against you and no one really cares for you, know that God is in everyone and meet the God in others and see what happens. And that's an interesting exercise, right? Especially with people that you don't particularly care for. It's like to see the God in them. Now, if we're talking about people who have abused you, you can see the God in them from a distance. You do not have to put yourself back within their reach. Please do not put yourself back within their reach. But you can still try that exercise of seeing the God within them. Just do it from a safe distance, okay? Big believer in that. As a woman, super important to me. All right? It is remarkable how Jesus approached this subject. It is as though he said, you think that you were born of flesh and blood. You think that your parents gave you life. You think that everything that has happened to you since you were born is held against you. You think that all the negative thoughts you have ever had are operating against you. You think that all the fears and failures and doubts and uncertainties you have been carrying around for years are something over which you have no control. Why not try something? Okay, so all right. This morning, I was talking along, and all of a sudden, I looked up and I realized that the iPad had disconnected from the internet. I'm in the room with the router. So, I don't know what trouble it was having with the signal. And I had like a page to go. And that's it. So I actually went back, watched the video, figure out where I stopped, and literally it cut me off on this question. Why not try something else? Why not try something else? I have a method which will work for you if you will let it. Just forget all the past. Forgive yourself and everyone else for everything that has ever happened. Try to feel that everyone is doing the best they can. Come to realize that while you were born into this world through your parents, you really are a spirit. You really are born out of life. The thing that entered into you when you were born was God, the living spirit. Why not get back to the true center of your being and think and act and live from the point of view that you are one with everything because you are one with God. Jesus gave us the secret of complete adjustment when he said, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you." Go back to your thought and your imagination to this central idea. I am one with God. All people are one with God. We all live in God. When I meet others, it is God in them I meet. God individualized. God personalized. God as my friend. Jesus added the Spirit to the knowledge of what today we call psychology, or the way the mind works. He did not deny that people are unhappy or badly adjusted to life. He did say, you do not have to be this way. Seek first things and everything else will be added. And by first things to which everything is added, he meant find God in yourself. That is why he said, blessed are they that do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Seek, and ye shall find. If people look drab or uninteresting to us, it is because of the way we look at them. If we have not received joy from others, it is because we have stifled joy at the center of our own being. Joy must go forth to meet joy. Love must go forth to meet love. All people are rooted in God, and it is only as we go down to the roots of our being that we unify with others in spirit and truth. Everything that follows is a play of life upon itself. Now, there is a meditation after this, but, think about it. Think about it. Joy must go forth to meet joy. I am overwhelmed by people, but I love people because I find people endlessly fascinating. I really do. I enjoy listening to people's stories. It's one of the things that I love about people. And you can tell me a wonderful story. You can tell me an awful story. I care what your story is. That's one of the things that I really enjoy. I do get overwhelmed. I have my moments where it's just too peoply out there. And, I retreat because I'm an introvert. People don't believe that I'm an introvert because I'm kind of loud. But, too many people just kind of sap my energy. So, I'm like extroverts, they get more energy the more people are around. The introverts were the opposite. But I enjoy people and I enjoy hearing their stories. And people sense that I'm friendly, and people, like complete and total strangers, will come up and tell me their life story because they know on some level that I want to hear it. So, all right, so let's do the meditation for getting along with people. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to download both of these videos, stitch them together, and upload them properly. Because here we are. We're facing a couple of days of storm, so hopefully this is the only day it cuts me in half. But this is the meditation. Because I am one with God, I am one with all people. Because I am one with life, I am one with everything that lives. I feel my union with people and with nature. I feel that I belong to life. I love life, and I enter into the joy of living. I enter into companionship with others, into cooperation with them, and I know that something within me reaches out and embraces the whole world. Something within me blesses everything it touches, brings life and happiness and joy to everyone. Something in me acts as a healing balm, restoring everything to its natural and native perfection. As I silently listen to the spirit within me and think of its perfection, I know that I am being born again, born into joy and hope and gladness, born into love and faith and assurance. Silently, I release every negative thought from my mind. I loose it and let it go, and I, too, pray that they may all be one. As thou, Spirit, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us. And that is a meditation. I think I would have liked it better if he had done a meditation at the end of the one yesterday, just like that. Yeah, because he's got beautiful meditations. All right, now I know it's night and our day is over, but if you happen to watch this some other time, I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a take care of business day, a dance in the rain day, a stay out of the thunder and lightning day, a drink plenty of water day, and enjoy the weather day, a you got this day, a let's get this week started off on the right foot day, or the left foot, whichever one works for you, a cuddle your fur babies day, a tell somebody you love them day, a good day, and that is too much pressure, because occasionally it is. I know this. Occasionally it is. Simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You're a beloved expression of the divine. You are spirit in motion, God in action, a beautiful masterpiece and a work in progress at the same time, a brilliant light, a divine spark, spirit in motion, God in action, and as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godling. A godling, all right? As he likes to say, you are a life playing upon itself. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. All right, explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be, because the divine knows you to be good, and from there, anything is possible. All right, beloveds. I'm going to move into the process of my evening. So I'll remind you, Reverend David will be on around. Well, Reverend David's already been on since I'm finishing up today. So I'll be back with you around 9 tomorrow. I forget what we're going to tackle tomorrow. What are we going to do tomorrow? Let's see. How to build your tomorrow today. That's what we're going to do tomorrow. So, take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.